Hey, BIT. Y'all thought I forgot about y'all, didn't it? No, I didn't, honey. We got to wrap up this review of The Hunting Wives. Now, if you have not seen The Hunting Wives, child, you need to go over there and check it out. Then come back and get into these reviews. And then send a review over there to somebody else. And then have them send it over there to somebody else. You feel what I'm saying? But we got to get into it. We have to talk about the final 3 episodes of The Hunting Wives. The show is over there on Netflix, y'all. And when I tell y'all, it's a mess. Whew, child, it was a mess. Let us go ahead and get this up on the screen so we can talk about some things. So first of all, let's get into it, okay? So episode 6 pretty much flashes back to like 1996 or whatever, and that's where we see Margo and her brother pull their first trick on this man. He was an older man. They pretty much ended up stealing the man's truck, okay? You could tell the man wanted to get freaky with a little young girl, and they wasn't having it. Brother pulled out a little weapon on him, getting ready to fire that thing off on that man, forced the man to get out the car. They stole the car, sold the car, honey, just so they could make rent. Now, when they get back to the house, they mama being arrested because Miss Mama got some issues, okay? I think she ended up attacking the landlord or something, even though they stayed in the trailer park. And yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So I believe the mama ended up getting locked up. Mama had her own issues, okay? Now, Sophie learns about Margo after helping her brother do an armed robbery, okay? Unbeknownst to her, like she didn't know, okay? So she's going over there to see the brother to find out some more tea or whatever the case is. And coming to find out, the brother's like, I'll give you information about Margo if you come help me and take me over here to where I gotta go. Well, he ended up robbing the folks. What he ended up robbing the people was of a bag of money. And so she like, you robbed them people? And he was like, yeah, but it was my money. Like, honestly, like for real, it was mine first. And I got this money from Margo, period. So she's over there talking to him, and Kyle told her the night that Abby was killed, he said he got some bad pills. He over there took some fentanyl or whatever and had to go to the doctor, but he never saw Margo that night because he was dead. Let him tell it. He thought he was finna be clapped the hell up out of here. So he don't know where the hell Margo was because he was dead. So he say. Now, Margo ended up getting a package, right? So she had did this sit down interview. You know, her husband running for governor or whatever the case is. So she did this sit down interview. So as she's headed to the car, she see like a little package. She opened the package up, honey, and it's photos of her and Brad. Y'all know Brad is a high schooler. Whether he 18 or not, he has yet to graduate, and it's looking real sneaky sketchy. So much so to the point that I wouldn't be surprised if she was humping on the boy before he was even 18. So it's giving pedo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's giving PDF file for sure. And you know, this show really shows how a lot of people that are in politics are so fucking hypocritical. Like, first of all, people are hypocritical, period. But when you put yourself on a different level, like y'all be on the same type of BS that y'all be over here judging these other folks for. And then y'all commit these crimes and then be trying to pass the crimes off for, you know, people below the border. I said, girl, these folks here is a mess. They are a whole mess. So when she ended up seeing this package, basically, it had like a message on there saying that I see you. Hold on to that because that's going to show up at a later time in the film, I believe in episode 8. So after avoiding Sophie, now all of a sudden she want to go and have a conversation with Sophie because she think that Sophie was the one that leaked these images, because to her, she thinks that Sophie's the only person that know about her and Brad. Because remember, when the one-eyed man had stopped her, Sophie was so focused on having to let this woman know what was going on that she went all the way back to her house just to alert her, only to catch Brad over there chewing on her thing. Yeah. So she thinks that Sophie may have spilled this tea. Now Margo over there playing in Sophie's face, apologizing and all of this stuff, and talk about how she agrees to help her find out who the hell killed Abby. Like, baby, Margo, like, first of all, Margo, whoever plays Margo, this woman is acting her ass off. I don't care what nobody's talking about, okay? Body looks great, all of that. Lady doing her thing, okay? But I, like, girl, she ain't that damn compelling to have you out here down bad and looking dumb as hell, Sophie. You just stupid because you want to be. Okay, that lady cool ain't got you that hooked. So anywho, Margo tries to get her friends to sign an NDA. So she done pulled up at everybody's house and stuff. Now she real nervous because she don't want the tea to come out about her, especially with her husband running for governor. Like, she not trying to be exposed out there. She ain't trying to have none of that backlash and then hit her. So she like, listen, this what she started doing. She starts calling out the tea that she know about them and laughing like it's a joke. And they're like, girl, what the hell you doing? She was like, well, I'm just saying, friends know stuff about each other, just like y'all know SHI about me. And because y'all do know stuff about me and you know my husband is running for governor, I'm going to need you BITs to go ahead and sign this NDA. Now, the only one that was a little hesitant was Jill. Jill was like, well, I don't know about this, hun. I got to look at this. I got to read this. And people like, girl, just sign the damn thing, Jill. Jill looking around like, oh, so I'm the only one that's going to, okay, only one that's going to read. Everybody else, damn. Okay, cool. She signs it. and leaves it where it's at. Next thing you know, Margo said, okay, now pull out y'all phones. I need y'all to do a search on my name and my face, and anything you got in your phone or me, baby, I need you to go ahead and hit the delete button. And so Jill almost did it, and then Jill said, fuck no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not deleting shit out my phone, girl. Okay, now you done went too far, bitch. I done signed the NDA. What more do you want from me? Because obviously the NDA ain't talking about SHI nor T. If you want me to delete the photos too, damn, I'm not doing shit. So then Margo said, well, what is it, Jill? You got something to hide? Jill said, no. Do you? I said, I know that's motherfucking right, girl. Do you got something to hide, bitch? Okay, because I'm not the one coming down here asking people to sign NDAs and delete shit out their phone. Do you got something to hide, ho? Okay, because this show giving that way. I know that's right, girl. So anywho, you got a detective. I'm gonna call her detective. It's really giving officer, I think, but I'm gonna say Detective Salazar, whatever her name, Salazar. So she's starting to think that Pastor P got something to do with Abby's death. Okay, Pastor P is giving very, very sketchy betchy. Okay, she ain't too sure about this man. It's like something that's a little piece of off with him. Y'all know he ended up taking. Let me see. Is it at this point? I don't think it was at this point, so we're gonna keep going. So Sophie pulls up to Pastor Pete's house, right? And she's expecting to talk about Abby, but he ain't really interested, right? Because he got his own little secrets, right? I told y'all he started to focus his attention on Nina, which happens to be either Abby's relative or Abby's friend, okay? So she's supposed to be coming over there to the house, but she kind of like, as she's walking, she sees Sophie at the door, so she decked off into like the woods or whatever as Sophie continues her conversation and until she leaves, okay? So he does hint to her about, so when he's talking to Sophie trying to get information, she's like, I know you cared about Abby, I care about Abby, we need to find out what the hell really went down. And he says, well, I don't know. He pretty much hints at how she needs to look into Brad, because Brad was the one that referenced her having an abortion to him. And at first, I forgot all about this. I was thinking that I felt like Pastor Pete was lying, and kind of find out Pastor Pete was actually telling the truth, but he had the wrong person. And we learned that towards the end, okay? So it appears that Brad did approach Pastor Pete telling him about somebody that had an abortion, okay? Now, Sophie decides that she's finna go take this information and run it back to Abby's mama, and I'm kind of like, now, why the fuck would you do that? Why did you need to do that? Now, granted, when Abby's mama Star receives this information, she's thinking even more so in her head. First of all, I can't believe my daughter was pregnant and had an abortion. Oh my God, like what the hell? Okay, so basically you coming over here to tell me that my daughter wasn't pure. But then now it further makes me believe that that's a motive for that boy to kill my child, because I think Brad killed my baby, right? So, but it's like, Sophie, why the hell would you go over there disturbing that lady peace like that? And then when you go over there with I think, you don't even know for sure. It's like, girl, that pissed me off. But anywho, Pastor Pete takes Nina to the damn fair. That's what I was trying to get at. Pastor Pete takes Nina to the damn fair. And I'm just like, don't nobody in the town see anything wrong with this? While y'all walk, I know y'all know who the hell Pastor Pete is. Like, nobody at the town fair don't realize that Pastor Pete is a little too cozy up to this young lady named Nina. Now, granted, Nina may be legal, but Nina was given high school even though Nina got a baby. Okay? But still, ain't nobody, Pastor P giving every bit of like 27, late 20s, whatever. She's giving on the lower end as far as like being in her early 20s or something. Like, huh? Really giving late teens, honestly. But okay, so he ends up drugging her at the end of the night, right? And Miss Mama tried to, get out the car, scream for help. A family was like, are y'all okay? He kind of ushered them off, got her in the car, and snatched her right on up, child. But this is what I like about the film, because it had you looking at different people about who killed Abby. From Callie to Jill to Brad to Pastor Pete. Like, you just don't know who the hell did it. So Brad and the dad learned that Jill talked to Abby that night, right? Because Detective Salazar went over to the man's church inquiring about Pastor Pete, then inquired about the wife. And he like, why you asking me about my wife? And she said, because she was the last outgoing call or incoming call to your girl, or at least to your son's girl, Miss Abby. And the daddy was like kind of shook. So when he got to the house and saw her out there, he confronted her about it. Right? And she like, what you talking about? And the son didn't know either. He's like, what are you talking about? She said, like, I ain't talked to her, because me and you was at home, remember? We were at home watching movies and I was doing Nutty Buddies or whatever. And he like, The daddy said, girl, if you don't get your shit straight, for God's sake, both of y'all need to get y'all stories in fucking alignment, because I'm really sick of y'all SHI. As I watched the top of the episode, I think it could have been top of episode 7. Moral of the story is Brad is not the pastor's child, okay? Jill's husband, that's not Jill's husband's child, because one, when Jill had that baby, the pastor was nowhere around. Two, when she was looking the baby in his eyes, she said, it's just me and you. So that's not his dad. But I still want to know a little bit of the background story. Okay. But let's keep going. So Jill trying to coach Brad to lie to the husband and make it seem like he was the last one to call Abby. And Brad tells Margo about Jill calling Abby the night she died, right? Because that's what all happened. Next thing you know, once, Brad realizes what his mama did, he links up with Margo, said, my mama been acting real weird. And what I'm learning is that she was the last one to talk to Abby that night. Period, right? So Margo is loving all of this. She's loving all of this new information coming out. Sophie has a talk with Margo, and she tells Margo about Abby getting an abortion. And now Margo is trying to put the focus on Jill killing Abby. Now she like, well, Brad did say she was acting kind of funny. She's kind of crazy and obsessive over her son. So who knows? Maybe when she did find out that she was pregnant and got her to have an abortion, maybe she got rid of her. Blah, 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 blah. Right? So that's the kind of stunts that Miss Margo over there pulling. Next thing you know, we get a scene of Callie pegging the fuck out her husband with a dildo. Okay, and I'm talking about doing it real good to this man. I said, my God. And then it was just so different. Like, this show really do be defying the odds a bit. Okay, with her little bitty self and this big, strong, tall husband, she over there just tearing it. But I was like, wow, okay. Okay, girl. So she's trying to convince her husband to charge Sophie for Abby's death because, she can't stand Sophie because she is in love with Margo and she thinks that Margo is in love with Sophie. So she's trying to get rid of Sophie by putting this death on her. So he goes to the station trying to put his foot down after getting pegged to hell to death. So, he feeling great. And he over there trying to put his foot down, yell at folks, talk about we need to solve this murder and this, that, and the other. And it's like, sir, you should have did that a long damn time ago, especially when Casey Crumble went missing. All right. Anywho, so Sophie pulled up on Abby's mom to tell her that her daughter was pregnant. I just didn't think that was necessary. Margo pulled up on Brad to try and put it in his head that his mama killed Abby. So she wants him to search his mama's belongings and see if he finds anything that his mom, if he finds anything that his mama got. Because keep in mind, Margo wants whatever is on her devices deleted. But Jill would not delete it. So now she's using Brad, the information she's getting from Brad and anybody else to flip this situation to make it seem like your mama is the one that killed her. You should go back. You should get into her devices, do some research, find out as much information as you can in an effort to really help Margo, right? And he said, yeah, I could do that because I know all the passwords. Baby, he get back to the house. Jill done changed all the fucking passwords. In addition to that, he goes to the car. I guess he wanted to check the map to see where she was, where she went, and all of that. On that night, she cleared it out. And I said, my nigga Jill. Just a little bit. And it was in these moments where I realized, and maybe I realized earlier on, that Jill did not do this to Abby. Because it started to become too obvious for it to be Jill. And I'm like, I don't think it's her. I don't know who yet, but I don't think it's her. So anywho, now Officer Salazar, she looks into Pete. So she done went to Pete house, y'all. She done got Pete trash out his house. She done dumped it out, going through it and everything. Then she ended up getting a call from another officer down there in Louisiana. Because remember, the pastor referenced to Pastor Pete. Okay, the head pastor referenced to Pete. This ain't Louisiana. Okay, so something happened, and I know that officer was like, oh, I was hoping to never have heard that name again. Well, she ends up learning some tea about him. So when she pulls up to his house again, he done got a damn U-Haul. He done loaded up. He about to get the hell out of Dodge. Now, mind y'all, he done just sat up there and drug Nina, so we wondering where the hell Nina at. So she done pulled up on him, and she's like, you going somewhere? Oh, okay. Does that have anything to do with Abby? This, that, and the other. She said, I'm going to need your license and registration. So as he's reaching to get this information, he ends up opening up the glove compartment. What she sees is the cinnamon gum, and he also smelled like vodka. Those were some distinct smells that she recalls from the moment that she was shot in the head when she went into the house that day. So kind of find out it was his ass the whole time. She tells him to step out of the vehicle, but she ain't even got her gun on her. Okay, so you don't went up there in my personal, not prepared at all. Not ain't got no gun, ain't got no vest. You ain't got you just so not prepared. And then you went out there solo. So he ends up acting like he's about to get his stuff for her, and he ends up pulling off. So she got to go on a chase for him. Thank God the other officer had her location because he was out in the woods doing research for Abby, trying to find out where was Abby actually killed at versus where she was found at. So they're doing research on that. So he ends up getting that call from Salazar, needing to chase her down. They finally got Pastor Pete to a stop. He done got his R's out the car, right? Salazar is on to him and just wants him to tell the truth. Child, he done took the gun and just whoop, whoop, took himself out. Just pop, out, gone, fell out. Something, I'm sorry. Boy, fuck you. And you know what else it showed with this film or this show? It's just how these pastors be fake and flawed as hell. Now, you do have some that may be genuine and good people and really try to follow the words that they preach, but then you also got these other motherfuckers that be using it to disguise and hide behind so they can continue to do their evil works, okay? And if that ain't actual factual, honey. So after he done clapped himself, I guess the girls felt safe enough or came to that you have Nina in the back of the U-Haul beating. So they finally go unlock it, and what they find her, and not just her, they also found that Casey Crummel girl that had been missing. She looked like she was severely dehydrated, but in the long run looks like she's gonna be a-okay. But shout out to Salazar. Okay, shout out to Salazar, because Salazar be on it. Now, I tell y'all one thing. If y'all come back for another season, the character y'all better not kill off is Salazar. I know that. Now, at some point, Salazar is going to get so knee-deep in that they are going to have to take her out. But my girl be too much on point for y'all to have to snatch her up. I do not want to see her gone in season 2. I don't think I would want to see her gone in season 3, depending on how this plays out. But you bet if you gonna kill anybody off, it had better not be her, because it's always that one person that works at the station that they don't fucking listen to that they should, and she's that one. I don't even think they got that many women working in the station. She about damn near is the only one. So yeah, maybe it's a few of them, but yeah, that's the one they need to listen to and respect. Keep my girl around. So anywho, Johnny, he doesn't believe. So first of all, he's announcing all of this, like, oh, okay, these people, these 2 officers found Casey Crummel, all this other stuff. But then he also goes on to say, when they asked him, do you feel like Pastor Pete is connected to Abby's death? He said no. And so Salazar looking like, I know you didn't. So you don't believe that, And he's like, no, we still got our suspects. So she's like, I would think that it's Pastor Pete. But then also at the same time, I know it's not Sophie. So could it be somebody else? So she's just not featuring what he's talking about. Even though Johnny, okay, Callie's husband, the head officer in charge, he is still focused on putting this off on Sophie. Okay. Now, Sophie, okay, she ends up being drugged right back into the station, where she ends up seeing herself on camera in the woods arguing with Abby. She don't recall or remember none of this shit. None of it, okay? So I'm wondering who doctored up this footage and pushed it out there. Who did that? I wonder. Let's keep going. So Margo and the girls are hanging out, and they decide to go to Gio's house because they've been saying Gio been acting real funny. So they're going to go over there and check on her. But what they didn't know is that Star, Abby's mama, had already went over there with her shotgun, opened the door and told that BIT, I told you, don't make me have to come back over in this bitch, right? Your son done got my daughter pregnant. My daughter done sat up there and killed her child. I'm on your ass. So when Callie and Margo get to Gio's house, Gio don't really want them to come in, but they force their way in. They go into the kitchen, and as they're walking past the pantry, they see Star laying in the pantry with a bullet wound in her stomach, right? So I'm guessing she dead, but not necessarily. Like, we don't know for sure, but it seemed like she did die. But they're believing that the person that shot her was Jill. And Jill said she didn't have a choice because she came in here shouting out all these different things, accusing me of killing her daughter, and my son accused her daughter of killing her daughter or whatever. And she was about to shoot me like I had to shoot her back. But this is what I believe. I don't know if it was really her. I question if Brad was the one that ended up shooting her in an effort to save his mama or something. That's what I'm wondering. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because my other question is, how the hell did she end up in the pantry, though? Did you drag her into the pantry? Did y'all push her in the pantry? There are some questions about, like, how the hell she ended up in the damn pantry, bleeding out. So they in the kitchen. They're over there talking to her like, oh, my God, you shot her. Like, what did you do, Jill? Jill grabbed the gun out the drawer, points it at Margo and said, would you shut the fuck up for once in your life, baby? And that's when I knew Jill can't stand Margo as Haki and never liked her. Would you shut your ass up for once in your life, girl? Okay? So she got the weapon pointed towards her. Meanwhile, Callie done pulled her weapon out and she done shot Jill. She like, boop. But it wasn't the shot that got me. It was the two more rounds that got me. It was like, boop, boop, boop. And I'm like, what was the need of doing the boop, boop when you see she finna fall out anyway? It was like, let me ensure that you're dead. Doo doo. So when I saw that happen, for me, y'all, when it comes to what happened to Abby, I think Callie and I also think Jill did this together. I think they did this together. And it may have been all Margo. When I said Callie and Jill, no, Callie and Margo. I think they conspired together to kill Abby. At least those are my thoughts about that. Now, Margo said that it was, it was her, but the way that Callie shot twice, a total of 3 times on Jill, knowing she was already finna go down because she was hit, like, it was something about it. It was like you needed to ensure that she was dead because she may tell something that you know. Like, I don't know what it was, but it's something about that moment. And I don't know if y'all got what I got, but let me know if y'all felt the same way when she shot her, like, those 2 more times, okay? And then I'm over here like, why the hell y'all kill these 2 people off that I need to stay on the show? Why did y'all kill Star and why did y'all kill Jill? Why did y'all do that? Why y'all got Jill as a main character and clapped her? I feel like y'all made some decisions because y'all were not expecting this show to do as great as it's doing, to where there will need to be a season 2. So now I'm wondering if Jill actually gonna come alive, which I need her to. I need Jill to not have been dead, but I need the town narrative to believe that she is dead. I need my girl Jill to have taken 3 shots. Meanwhile, she watching you bitches from afar. Bring Jill back. Okay. Now Callie still wants no, let's go back. So Callie is getting praised for killing Jill, y'all. She is getting praised for killing Jill. The fact that Jill had Abby's phone in her nightstand and the number to the guy that committed the robbery lets me know, in my opinion, that Callie and Margo were working together. Y'all were working together. Not only did she have the number to the guy that was that committed the robbery, y'all also used her weapon. Not her weapon. Y'all also used Sophie's weapon in a robbery, I believe. I think they said Sophie's weapon was connected to a robbery, but then also connected to the death of this young lady, Abby. So I don't know, it's somebody that made, and you know that Callie has been gunning for Sophie this entire time. So I feel like Callie is a true minion of Margo. She's blindly in love with Margo. And I feel like the 2 came together to concoct some BS like this. Right? So now, like I said, Callie is getting all of this praise and stuff, right? Callie still wants Jill in that I'm sorry, not Jill, but Callie still wants to be with Margo in that way. But Margo don't really want to be with her in that way, right? So when they're out to eat, Callie tells Margo that she says, is this about Sophie? Because when she says something about her being in love with her, Margo's like, I mean, I just don't see you that way like I used to. So Callie said, is this about Sophie? And she tells her, I mean, not really. She goes on to say that, Callie is telling Margo, you got your walls up, and you don't need to have your walls up. And she put her hands on her. She says, I see you. When she says, I see you, it takes Margo back to the moment that somebody put those photos in her car with a message that said, I see you. Margo said, oh my God, it was you. It was you the entire time. You put those images in my car. And so Callie said that she was just mad at Margo and she kind of wanted to get back at her, but she didn't mean for it to like go anywhere or to do anything like that. But she was just upset because she didn't want to continue dealing with her like that, and she thought she was moving on to Sophie. Okay. So she just like left her and she was done talking to her. Meanwhile, Sophie goes over to see Margo. Of course, they have a sex session. And then Sophie is in her bathroom, and as she's in the bathroom, she ends up seeing tampons. Now, remember, very first episode when the 2 ladies met, what did we learn? Sophie learned that Margo said she can't take tampons. So for Sophie to go in your bathroom and see a box of tampons, it's like, I thought you couldn't take tampons. She was like, I never said that. She said, yes, you did. She said, no, I didn't. I never told you that. Oh, okay. So then this prompts Sophie to go to the car. One thing Sophie used to kill me with, she never leaves the premises when she's about to do research. That pisses me off. You get to the car, girl, pull off. Once you get up the road, then look it up. You gotta go to the car and look it up. Like, it's just, girl, she just makes stupid decisions. So she's in the car looking it up, and it was a question that she asked about when should a woman not wear a tampon. And one of the options was if she's just had an abortion or something like that, right? So now Sophie is realizing that, oh my God, I think that Abby was never pregnant. I'm thinking it was Margo. So she runs to go see Brad. She talks to Brad. The way Brad is so down and out and stressed out, I feel like Brad killed Star, which is why he's acting like that. Because when your mama died, you ran your ass down there to the courthouse or to the police station to pretty much talk shit about your mama and talk about how your mama did this and that, and she was on the phone with Abby and she did that. My mama didn't like it. Whatever it was you told him. But now you over here crying and being emotional. I'm like, did you kill Star? Were you the one that shot her? And that's why you so stressed and depressed because you was trying to save your mama? I don't know. Just a thought. So Sophie questions him about the abortion and said, yeah, Pastor Pete told me that, that Abby got an abortion. Did you ever tell him that? He was like, well, I told Pastor Pete my girlfriend had an abortion, but I never told him that it was Abby. It clicks again. So she walks off, and then Brad is like, wait, what happened? And instead of her getting her dumb ass in her car like she should, nothing happened to her, but still, it just irritated me. She stops, and then she's like, oh, well, now she want to unravel the yellow note that was put on her car at the funeral, and now she want to call the one-eyed man. Now she want to give him a call. Girl, get your ass in this fucking car before Brad come and snatch your ass up. For you get clapped out of here like Abby did. Get your ass in this car, bitch. Stupid. Just dumb as hell. Just get on my nerves, girl. So, anywho, she meets with a different guy when she gets to the bar, though. She goes, she links with this guy. And come to find out, she was like, I thought I was meeting with the one-eyed guy. He said, no, you'll be linking up with me moving forward. Now, I don't know what that's all about. It's just too many things in this show that I need to be filled in on. Okay? I don't know what that is all about. So, he lets her know details about Margo, where he pretty much lets her know she got a brother, her mama, she used to be an escort, her mama this and that, her dad is a doctor or whatever, he married his nurse. And she said, a doctor married his nurse? What? Like in Alba? Because remember, she went down there to see that doctor. Right? Because the brother said that he didn't see Abby that night. He didn't see Margo that night because he almost died of fentanyl. So she ended up going over there to see the doctor to confirm and ask if Margo was there. So the doctor lied to her and told her, yeah, she was there with him the whole time. But the son doesn't remember it. Kyle don't remember it. So now once she learns that that's actually Margo's dad, she goes over there to his clinic. Some kind of finesse she pulls, gets in there, and pretty much call his ass out about you lying. You said that Margo was here, but she was never here that night. You was covering for her. You never seen her that night. In addition, are you the one that gave her the abortion? You know he did. You know it. So now she's realizing this. So then she ends up storming off, right? Now the dad, yeah. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah. So now the dad, when she storms off and leaves, the dad calls and leave a message for Margo like, yo, I think you got a problem on your hands. But her real name is Mandy, but she going by Margo. Sophie pulled up to that campaign party and went the fuck off on her. She pulled her to the side, but she snapped on her ass and she got her good. She let her know, like, bitch, I know everything. She was like, girl, what you talking about? She was like, BITCH, I know that you had an abortion. It was never Abby, but it was you. You got pregnant by a damn high schooler. Like, she snapped on her. She went in and I was like, this is the only time I'm really here for you, Sophie, baby, where you figure it all out. But some part of me is like, why would you go over there to let her know? You should have just went over there and told the cops, for real. But anyway, she lets her know, like, I know everything. You were the one that got pregnant by Brad. Abby caught on to what the hell was going on. Abby was walking from that party over to your lake house to confront your ass and let you know she know what you did last summer or this summer, bitch, okay? And what you decided to do was unalive her. That is exactly what happened. And then you had your brother playing fucking cleanup, doing the cleanup, and your sick ass daddy too. So she went in on her, right? Abby starts crying and saying that, she's sorry and that I could lose everything and don't say anything and all this other stuff, right? But when Margo was trying to touch Sophie, Sophie was just like, "Get your hands off me, bitch." And I loved it. She left Margo standing there at that party with tears on her damn face. So she having to wipe her tears because now she knows that the jig is up. The jig is up and she finna be exposed and Sophie finna go to the police, right? So I was here for Sophie because it's like BITCH, you wasn't trying to protect me. You was finna let me go down for something that you know I didn't fucking do and you know you did it. And now you want me to sit up here and protect you? Are you okay? Hell no. So Margo does at some point go and she confesses to Jed about her cheating with Brad. Not only does she confess about cheating with Brad, she turns around and lets him know that she got pregnant by the boy and she had an abortion. Now, keep in mind, her and Jed had been working on getting pregnant and it never happened. When Jed learned that she messed with Brad, it didn't seem like he was too mad about it. He was like, "Oh, you naughty girl." So then when she said she got pregnant and had an abortion, he slapped fire from her face. Now, I don't know if it was because she got pregnant or if it was the abortion part. But I do remember Margo telling Sophie, "Be careful throwing the A word around because people here don't take that too lightly. Like they don't like to hear that type of word, right?" So he slapped fire from her and then told her to get her ass out. She told me somebody broke up with him and they solved it and he said, "Get out." She goes over there to her brother's house. It's pouring down, raining. She inside talking to her brother, trying to figure out her damn life. Somebody, she fucked it up. Yes, you did. You fucked the thing up for sure. Later on, we see where Margo the next day goes to see Callie. So now she's trying to turn the story around and tell her like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry this. I'm sorry that." She pretty much lets her know, "I was tripping when I was at the restaurant, but now I kind of want to be with you." But she's only using her again at this point. So Callie trying to figure out like what changed her mind. And she was like, "Oh, I was just being dumb or whatever like that." But you're so right, Sophie. She's crazy. She's threatening to go to police and blame all of that death and stuff on about Abby on me. And Callie said, "Oh, you ain't got to worry about that because they already confirmed that it was you. So that case is closed. You ain't got to worry about it. But I could, she said, but you do think that, she said, but will Johnny let you know though if Sophie ever went down to the station?" And she was like, "Yeah, he would. What you want me to ask him?" She was like, "Yeah, please keep a tabs on that." Mm-hmm. But Callie tells her not to worry about nothing. She got her back. Because Callie dumb as hell too. Margo done got her hooks in you ladies and y'all stupid as hell. Now, Sophie, that night, her husband leaves. Because, when she came home after telling off Margo, she sitting up there talking about how, no, he said, "No more secrets. Like, I love you so much," or whatever. So she tells him, "Listen, I cheated on you and I cheated with Margo." He got upset. He leaves, sleeping in another room. Then he decided, "You know what? I'm going to go on a trip for a few days, kiss my son goodnight, tell him I love him. I'll talk to you later." And I said, "Good." I hate to say it. As much as she left that damn boy with you, you damn sure should have left that little boy with her ass. I'm sorry. Okay? Only for her to turn around and leave the damn baby with the next door neighbor. And not answer the damn phone when the neighbor called. I can't. So she goes, she grabs alcohol. She's being chased this whole time or followed by Margo's brother. He's trying to get to her, get her out the car, threaten her to not go run and say anything to anybody. Out of fear, he's standing in the middle of the street, beating on her car. Out of fear, she ends up running his ass over and killing him. Clapped out of here. I said, "Damn, y'all just killed too many important people this season. Y'all just didn't think y'all was going to get another season. Y'all just killed everybody. You better wake up and make it seem like this was a bad dream that some of these folks got killed come season 2. I don't know." But anywho, she somehow, and I'm wondering how she did this, she drags his body to the she drags his body through the woods. I'm wondering, how did you do this? That's a thick, heavy man. And then, was there a streak of blood on the ground? How did you get this man into your vehicle? Did you get him into your vehicle? How did you do all of this? I wonder, because his car was still on the side of the road by the time the police got there. But the whole time, she done drug him all the way down to the woods, to the edge of the cliff, right? Right before she throws him over, his phone's ring. She answers the phone and she's breathing into the damn phone. I said, this has got to be the dumbest bit. Ooh, just stupid mistakes. And when she gets arrested, I'm not gonna care. I don't care. Sophie's dumb. I don't care. So she closes the phone, puts the phone in her pocket, pushes the man overboard, and the way he hit them damn rocks and then turned around and hit that damn water, I said, baby, if he wasn't dead from getting hit by the car, he's for sure dead now, as he dropped to the bottom of that damn water. Now, granted, I do believe come season 2, that body is going to wash up on somebody shore or wherever it's going to show. That body is going to show up. Now, granted, that's a heavy man, so he could float all the way to the bottom, but at some point, that body is going to show up, and there will be an investigation. And you better get to deleting your own tracking, your own Tesla, like Gio did, in hopes that they wouldn't be able to investigate further. You know what I'm saying? But BITCH, this was a good season. Thoroughly hope that they bring it back because, like I said, it was good. What else? I feel like that was it. I did feel slightly bad for Sophie when she called her brother, realized he didn't answer the phone. She said, "You better not be over there messing with Margo." I felt bad for Margo a little bit because she called the brother's phone and told him he better not be messing with Sophie. I told you to leave that alone. Well, he didn't. He took matters into his own hands and got his ass killed at that. So mind y'all, this is the second person that Sophie has killed. She was drunk, or at least she was drinking, and she done hit and killed yet another person. Now, my question is, the person that she killed way back when, did you kill that person intentionally? Or was that merely an accident because you were drunk? Now I'm wondering if this is a repeat situation for her ass. And who was the BITCH that you killed out of potential fear? Did you do that out of fear that they would expose you to your husband or something? Sophie may not be as, she may not be the person that they're portraying her out to be at this time. But that's just my personal. Okay? But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all leave your thoughts and comments down below. Okay? Of course, I'm Jami, that's me. And y'all know I'm going to catch y'all in the next one, honey. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cash died at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Aegis. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I could face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim, on a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel it.